Now you see we are using React components to build this user interface. Hello everyone, welcome back to this YouTube channel. Today I want to show you how we create React components. First of all, what is a React component? The React component, these are the individual pieces which are used to build the user interfaces. So we can use it to build user interfaces like a button. Maybe you can have a card. You can build a navigation component which you can reuse in your app. So you have two types of components. We have class-based component and functional components. For class-based components, these were primarily used in the older React apps. For instance, if you find any other older version of React code, you'll be able to see they were using class-based components. But currently we are using functional-based components, which I'm going to show you on how you can create functional-based components. Personally, I recommend that you use functional components because these are the modern way of writing components, and you'll be able to find a lot of resources from other developers who will be able to help you or assist you wherever you are stuck or when you want to debug your code. So I think we can get started. I want to create the React app using Vite. Actually, this is a bonus because I'm also sharing a new thing. We have Vite. Why are we using Vite? Because we are using Vite because it is fast and you'll be able, your app renders quickly than using the older way of writing of React app using the npx create React app. So I recommend from today henceforth use Vite because Vite is wow. And everything about Vite, it renders quickly. You'll be able to see your changes being rendered on the browser without taking much time. All right, so let's get started. So I'll create a new folder here. Maybe I'll call it components. So this is where we want to create our React app. And then inside here, I will open the terminal. I just right click. I'm using Windows, so you just right click and then you'll open this PowerShell. So to create a React app using Vite, you just write here npm create Vite. Then you say at latest. So we want to install the latest version of Vite, and then you just press enter. So once you write npm create Vite at latest, you will have this. It will ask you, do you want to proceed? And then you say yes. Just you type Y or you write yes. Now it is creating our React app. Now you give it a name. For us, we'll just call it components. Or let's call it React components, React underscore components. Enter. And then you choose the framework. For our case, we are going to use React. Then here you select which whether you want to use TypeScript or JavaScript. We are going to use vanilla JavaScript for our case. Once you install, you need to cd into that directory or folder. So you just write cd react underscore component. This is the name of the folder. And then you just write npm install to install the npm packages. So actually when you're using Vite, it will even take a shorter period to install the npm packages. All right, once you have the npm packages installed. Now I want to open this folder in Visual Studio Code. So we'll just type here code and then space full stop and then you click enter. Now this one will open this project in Visual Studio. So you'll be able to see your app hierarchy here where you have everything. So maybe you can test this Vite project if it is working. So you can just go here to terminal and then you write new terminal. Then you'll be able to open a terminal here. Now to run this project, you just need to type here npm run dev. And this will start our project at localhost 5173. Now I want to open that one now. We'll have it here now running. So you'll be able to see we are having a Vite and under React framework here. So this is just the counter. It shows you these are just the boilerplate of Vite using React. So what I'll do, I'll just move this one on the other side and this one here so that we can have them side by side. Or maybe I can try to minimize the browser here. So we need to delete some files here that we don't need. So first of all, I'm going to delete everything that is inside the index.css. Then I'll go back to app.css. I will delete also everything there. Go to app.jsx. I'll remove the svg. I don't need this one here. Even this one, I don't need it. I don't need the logo. I don't need use effect because I want to these advanced things but today we are just covering about components. We'll have a look at how those things work later. So under app.jsx, I'll just remove everything there and then I'll just leave my fragment there. Maybe I can give it a h1. I'll just write here, this is React components like that, and then I save it. So you'll be able to see it's rendered here in real time. Okay, right. Having done that, I'll go back to my app.css, save it. I'll go to the index.css and make sure that, because you can see you have that extra margin, I want to remove it. So to remove the extra margin, you just click on the star there and then you say margin 0, padding 0, and then box sizing should be border box like that, and then you save it. Now you'll be able to see you have removed that extra margin. So having done that, what else do I need to do? I think that everything is okay now. So we are able to see our app running. So let me try to create now components because that's what we are going to cover today. So to create a component, just right click on the source folder there, then you create a new folder and you can give it a name of components. Now inside the components folder, we'll create a new file that will be a button component. So we just create a new file there and then you write button.jsx. It's a JSX file. Okay, once you have your button there, you just go to the extensions there. There's this ES7 extension. So you need to install it to your machine, this one. ES7 React Redux / React Native Snippets. So this one will help you to write the functional components faster by just typing RFCE like that. And then you save it. Now this component, if you want to use the button component now on our app, you'll just go back to the app.jsx and then you replace whatever that is inside the React fragment that is a button. Just type button. So even Visual Studio will help you out to import it faster. When you just see the name there and then you click, you will notice that it will automatically be imported into your app. Now when I save it, I'll be able to see the word button, which is coming from the button components. Maybe I can change this one to be button like that. Now you'll be able to see it is a button. Yeah, so that's how you write your class components. You can have multiple components in your app. For example, you can add another one to be maybe a navigation.jsx like that. Also to write a functional component, I've told you, you can easily type RFCE, and then you'll have your functional component there with your navigation. Now, if I want to display this navigation component on my app, because you have said components are the building blocks of the user interface. So here you can have your navigation well designed. Now you want to use it in your app. So you'll just go back to app.jsx and then you import it here. So it will be the first one because it's the navigation which comes at the top of your app. So you just write here navigation and you'll have it here. It should be imported directly there. Then you save it. Now when I save, you'll be able to see we have the navigation here. I can give it a background. Maybe if you want also to use styles for components, we have different styles that you can use for your components. You can use CSS, SAS, or you can use frameworks like Tailwind CSS, which is one of the best framework to use, or Bootstrap. You can also use things like style components to style your user interface. So for instance, I want to give this navigation a background of orange red. So I'll create a new file here inside the component, give it the same name to the component, that is navigation.css, like that. Now if you want to import this CSS file to the navigation.jsx file, you just come here and you write import. Okay, so we just type twice, so it's the first one, then you say import slash navigation.css, like that. Now we'll have our CSS imported in our navigation.jsx file. Now if you want to use your styles, maybe use in the last video I told you how to define classes in React. You just use class name like that, and then you give it maybe the name that you want. I can call it nav for now. I will go back to navigation.css. Now I can style my nav. I hope you understand how you style the class's name in CSS. So you just type .nav, then I can give it a background of orange red, like that. Then I save it. Now when I save, you'll be able to see we have orange red there. So I can give it even a margin or a padding of 12 pixel, I mean, sorry. So when I save, you'll be able to see we are having now our navigation. I can say text center to place our text align to be center. You can give it color of white, that is #FFF. Then you can maybe increase the font size to be like 16 or 2.24 pixels. 24 pixels. Oh, sorry. 24px, and then I'll close this one like that. Now you are able to see our navigation. We can go ahead and style our button also. So we can go to the button, we can close the navigation, we are done with it. So you can go back to our button component here, and then you'll create another file with a similar name, that is button.css, like that. Now to import the CSS file here, we just need to write import ./button.css, like that. Then you save it. Now we can give our button a class name here. We can give it a class name of btn, like that. Now you can go back to button.css and then give our button styles. That is, I can say background should be background, let me use purple. Now we have a purple background. Then you can give it a padding of right, top, left, and bottom. So you can say on top you can have 4 pixels and 8 pixels on right and left. Or you can use a bigger one, maybe 8 by 16. Yeah, let's use 8 by 16 pixel here, like that. Now you have it there. We can remove the outline, so you just say outline none, like that. Then you can remove the border. Border should be none also, like that. And then you can say color should be white, that is FFF, like that. And then you can give it border radius of 10 pixels, yeah, like that. You see now how our button looks, or you can use 5 pixels for now because it's a small button. Yeah. Now we want to place, we can give it also, we want to place our button in the middle. So we can just go back to our button here and give it another class to wrap it here. So I'll just wrap this button inside this fragment. I'll go here and put it there. And then I'll give it, I can call it a div with the class name of button. Now we can give more styles on our button here. You can select the button, go back to the button.css file. Now I'll say display flex, align item center, justify content should be center, like that. And then you can give it a margin top of 30 pixels. So we can give it a room like that. Now you see, we are using React components to build this user interface. So I have showed you how you install React using Vite. I've also shown you how you create your components, how you import components in your app, and how you apply styles to your components. So this is how React components work. So if you have your user interface that you want to design, this is how you can go about it. As long as you understand how React works and you understand the basic of CSS, you'll be able to build such beautiful apps with React. So in our next video, I'll show you more things like hooks. You learn about use effect, and then I'll show you also how to use memo, use effects. Maybe if you want, you click on this button, which action should be triggered. I'll be able to show you how you can do that in our next video. Thanks for your time and enjoy, guys. Bye bye.